My name is James, single, but previously I'd held an investment property. I'd lived in it for a little bit and then moved back out, rented it out. I sold that and then I was looking for another investment property. So that's the property that I've just recently purchased. I'd been keeping an eye on the market for a long time. Before purchasing this property, I'd probably been looking seriously for maybe about 6 months to a year, keeping an eye on the market. It was in the process of going up very quickly. So at the time that I decided to buy was pretty much when the market had dropped to the bottom. So I'm quite familiar with real estate. I'm definitely not an expert, but given me enough time, I can work things out and that sort of thing. But obviously I've got my own job and time is the hardest thing to combat. In terms of going forward with it, it was more not just a time issue, but also I felt that they would probably be more in tune with certain areas. If they do it on a daily basis, they'd be able to do it better than I would. They would generally be communicating with sellers' agents, and they'd probably have some inside knowledge about what's happening around the area and that sort of thing. So I felt that definitely they'd help on the time front, but they'd probably also have some knowledge that I just wouldn't be able to gather anyway. I absolutely think it was good value for money. I think the biggest thing was the time factor. They found a property very quickly, and when the longer you wait, obviously that's time you just don't have the investment. But the other things that they helped out with were, obviously they negotiate for the price of the property. The buyer's agent that Propertybuyer put me in touch with, Kevin, he knew a lot of people that helped the whole process go along. So the property that I ended up buying was very unique, and that caused some issues for financing. He had some mortgage brokers and conveyancers and all that sort of stuff at his fingertips, and pretty much everybody that he introduced me to throughout the process was very helpful. They're people that I'll stay in touch with and continue working with throughout the future. When I first went with Propertybuyer, it was a bit of a stab in the dark. I didn't know what to expect, but having done it all now, I see that the insight that the team can provide is just invaluable, and particularly with time constraints, that helps a lot as well. So, there's things that I couldn't have done without their help, both from their insights and their experience, and then also time-wise. I would totally recommend it from that point of view. If I had to rate it, 10 out of 10, yeah. It made everything simple, very quick. When I engaged Propertybuyer, there is an expectation that something would be found within a number of months, but it just happened way quicker than I could ever have imagined. I think the whole turnaround time was less than a month, from the point of finding something to actually making the purchase.